Hi gang, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing the Vespa. I actually bought the Vespa a little over a year ago from my local Bricks and Minifigs. It was already built, but it was missing some pieces, but I was wanting the build experience anyway, so once I ordered the pieces it was missing, I bagged it up into all the pieces, and I did that probably quite a few months ago and never got around to building it back together. So we're going to build this back together today. So the Vespa is an icon set. It is the Vespa 125. This is an 18 plus set. It has 1,107 pieces. It came out in 2022. It's still in production. It's not retired yet. It is set 10298. Let's take a look at the instructions real quick. So on the front we have a picture of the Vespa from the front and then a picture of the Vespa from the back. I like how it's on a black background to make the Vespa pop. If they did it on the white like they do today, I feel like it would kind of blend in a little bit. So we open it up and it gives us some information about the Vespa. There's a bunch of different Vespas, like all the way down to, I'm about to drop it, there we go. Starting from 1946 all the way down to 2021. And then we also meet the design team there. And there are, whoa, almost missed it up. There are 6 bags in this set. Celebrating an icon. Born in Italy in 1946, the Vespa was the perfect symbol of a bright new future. It quickly became more than just a means of transport, representing both the joy of living and modern fashion. With more than 75 years on the road, we thought it was the perfect time to celebrate this cultural icon and hope you will enjoy building the Lego version of this classic vehicle. The Vespa 125, introduced in 1960, it captured the carefree spirit of the decade, offering affordable style and mobility to a new, youthful generation. Then, as now, color has always played an important role, ensuring the Vespa's status as fashion icon. This pastel blue tone was also very much of its time, and was the only color the 125 was available when it launched. The Vespa story has been long and successful, crossing borders and oceans, taking Italian style to the roads all over the world for over 75 years. On April 23, 1946, Piaggio filed the patent for the motorized vehicle with a 98cc single-cylinder two-stroke engine. Vespa was born. Synonymous with performance and reliability, the Vespa GS Grand Sport became the queen of rallies in the second half of the 1950s. 1963, the Vespa 50cc became an instant success among young people who could ride it without needing a driver's license. 1968, the Chia Vespa Mega Li Me, He Who Vespas Eats Apples, launch campaign for the new Vespa Primavera 125 marked a revolution in the world of advertising. 1973, with more than 3 million sold, the PX became the most successful Vespa model of all time. 1996, with the 50 ET Vespa enters the third millennium without losing its elegant, pleasant, and instantly recognizable lines that has always distinct. In 2006, the GTS 250 continued the tradition of the sporty Vespa. The body was widened in order to improve the room for rider, passenger, and baggage. And in 2019, with the Electrica, you could navigate the city streets in absolute silence, whether you opt for the eco energy-saving mode or for the power setting. 2021, Vespa celebrates its 75th anniversary with the Vespa 75th Special Edition, reinforcing the brand's status as a fashion icon. I cannot pronounce the names of these people, and I am so sorry. The perfect name. Legend has it that when the designer presented his prototype to the manufacturer, they took one look at the vehicle's distinct body shape and antenna-like handlebars and exclaimed, "It looks like a wasp!" When the sound of the engine was heard, it became even clearer that the perfect name had been found. From the design team, the biggest challenge for us was recreating the Vespa's rounded shapes and Lego elements. It took some time, but once it was achieved, we could start adding all those small but important details, like the removable engine cover, kickstarter, and pedals. Lastly, we worked on fun touches, like the detachable flower basket and helmet with goggles, to celebrate the iconic Dos Vita feeling of the Vespa 125 from the mid-60s. And here is the Vespa complete with all of the pieces now, because I was able to get all of the pieces ordered, and so now it is 100% complete. It's very beautiful. Love this light blue with the contrast of the dark blue seats and the little handlebars here. We also do have the helmet. The helmet was the part that was missing the most pieces, because the helmet actually didn't have the goggles on there. So I had to get all the pieces for the goggles. We just have a nice white helmet with the brown chin strap, and then brown goggles with the black, they're the 2x2 like rounded smooth plates, inward plates. I don't really know what you would call them, but yeah, they're, oh come on, they're those used to make the glass part of the goggles. And I think what is really funny is if you didn't know this was a helmet and it was just like sitting somewhere, kind of looks like a hermit crab. The little eyes and then the shell. But anyway, that was kind of funny like that. So I'll set that over there. And then the other accessory this comes with is a little basket on the back here. Is held on by two studs. In fact, it took the two studs with it, I just realized. Come here. It's held on by a 1x2 plate. Put that back on. There we go. So just a nice nougat brown basket with smooth tiles on top. There is a clip inside for this to clip in so that this does stay put. And it's just this little bouquet of yellow flowers. So that was really neat. And then as for the Vespa itself, it is rather big, but it is beautiful, and it honestly needs to be big so that you can see all the aspects of it. But it's definitely, like, you know, bigger than like a creator car, so it is a little weird in that aspect of it, but they need it to be this big. This is how big the motorcycles are too. So we'll start from the front and move back. So the front, we have an actual turning motion here. So you could actually turn it all the way in 360 degree, but that's pretty neat. We have a little headlight here, the handlebars that are dark blue on the ends. There is a sticker piece up here for the speedometer. And then on one side of the wheel there's nothing, but the other side of the wheel they have these little shock jumpers. I forget what they're called, but you know what I mean more than likely. The only thing I do not like about this front wheel plate is one side of this is only being held on by two studs, I believe it was. So I have to be very careful. I don't want it to come off. So you could probably see this little line right here. These two sides are not connected to each other. So like this is a panel and this over here is a panel. And one of these panels is very well connected to the tire and the entire system. And the other one is only connected by a little bit because it had to be put over top of all of this work. So it's not as well connected. So I am a little cautious about that. But I understand why they had to do it. All of this takes up a lot of space. So there's not very much stud-wise to attach it to. So I have to be careful that that does not come off. The front of the vehicle has this nice smooth shape to it. This is actually one big piece from here to right there. So very nice. But it does a good work of smoothing it. We have Vespa written right there. We have another sticker right there. This is all stickers. None of it is really printed that I can tell, which of course I didn't have the sticker booklet. Stickers are already put on. We turn it to the end, to the back, so you can see the back side of the front of it. There is a lot of like stud work, but there's also the extra Vespa tire here that is held in by just a clip piece, so I could just pop that out. Then we have, if you look down here, I thought this was pretty neat. We have running boards. Those are actually raised little running boards. So that's pretty neat. We have studs here. That's about the only amount of studs you're really going to find. The rest of it is smoothed off nicely. I love that aspect. And then for the back end of it, it is a weird shape. But it's a really cool weird shape. And to get this weird shape, they had to use a bunch of slopes or hinges. You can actually see one of the hinge bars right there to get kind of this and slopes. So it's pretty neat how this was all put together. We do, as I say, have two blue, dark blue seats right there. We have the front one and the back one. This one has like a little bit of a ledge. I don't know how you can see it because it is literally a plate thick, or 2 plates thick. Plate and a tile. And then we have the two sides dome pieces to go over. So one side's supposed to have like a compartment for luggage. There's really nothing in here, and there's nothing really underneath there to hide. But this side is hiding. Ooh, careful. This side is hiding the actual like engine piece, as you can see, and we can very carefully, and I mean very carefully, take this off. There we go. So it's literally like solid here, but then hollow here, and that's how the other one is too. There's nothing hidden underneath the other one, but as you can see, we have like an engine hidden here. This is actually a printed piece. I forgot about this piece. That is a printed piece there. So it makes a nice little, gives it a nice little look of an engine of what you can see from underneath there. And then there are just, I think just four little snot bricks, snot studs, whatever you want to call them, to stick that back on with very carefully. There we go. Oh, pretty neat. And then as for the back of it, we do have the license plate, and then we have the red light up here, and then the little luggage rack can be like tilted, but it's going to be done like this to put the basket in it. But it can be like tilted up if you want or whatever. It has these two little bars to stop it from going down any further. So that was really nice they added that so it wouldn't like go all the way back. And then as for the tires, they are black with white rims. I think the white rims is a great idea. Pops the color out real nice. Love that. If we look on the underside, which I gotta be really careful with the front of this thing, I'm realizing. If we look on the underside, we have an actual kickstand here. This is as far up as it goes. So that's where it'll stay at. This is rubber tips, so it will not mess up. So it won't roll away. I mean, it'll stay wherever you stand it, and then they can just be laid right back down. So that's really neat. So you could like fold them up. Woo! But then of course he falls over and the luggage rack falls off. So then you can actually drive him around. So that's pretty cool. Or you can prop this up, and now he will just stand there. I will say another issue I'm having is with the front of this. It is being held, the wheel and the turning axle is literally being held on by a very long Technic rod that goes from down here to up here, and sometimes it gets loose, so then it tries to come off. So it does not want to roll very well, I have noticed. Like, that movement is not, the movement to go forward is not smooth. Like, you see that resistance I'm having there? So it's not as smooth as you would want it to be practically. You can kind of see it's like jumping weird. And yeah, it's weird. I constantly having to find myself making sure that it's pushed all the way down. But it just doesn't want to. Ooh. Not great for the drivability of it, but the display ability of it propped up like so, maybe slightly tilted like so, with the flower box on the back, maybe, come on. Flower box on the back, and then we can hang this little guy from the handlebars like so. Except for that one's a little low, probably on this side. There we go. So something kind of like that. That's more what it's for. Anyway, it's not really made to, you know, drive everywhere. But if you want to show someone it could drive, just know it does not do it very well. It jumps. So the drivability is not that good. I don't know about any of the motorcycles for Lego Creator because I don't have any of those. So I don't know how they are in the drivability of them, whether or not they jump like this. But that is the issue I am having with this one. But it's okay. I'll just leave it displayed like so. I think it looks great like this. I love how like smooth. Hardly any studs are open anywhere. If you are looking from the back of it though, you can see like the open back stud work up here, which is not quite as pretty, but there's not really that much of it. It's literally just this like gray piece here and gray piece there. That is my experience building the Vespa 125. So I hope you all enjoyed. Go build Lego, let God. Bye, everybody.